right, y'all. It's about 90 degrees today here in Colorado. I'm gonna make some room here in the garage, move the 1LE out of the way. We're gonna do a oil change on Deb, the Glacier Blue Metallic Silverado ZR2 here. So we'll move the we already moved the bike out of the way. We're gonna move the Camaro here. We've got running into stuff. We've got 8 quarts of 0W20 Mobile 1 Dexos 1 oil, and then an AC Delco PF63 oil filter. So gonna move the car out of the garage here and then pull the truck in. So I'm gonna sit you down. I'll be right back. Okay, we got the cars moved around. I'm gonna get this set up real quick and we'll be right back. All right, here we go. So the truck's in here. I've got all of our stuff set out. So I've got the oil catch can, shop towels, oil filter, 8 quarts of 0W20. Always wear shop gloves, and I don't like to wear black, strictly because it's a little hard to see if there's gunk or dirt while you're working on a car or a truck. You need a 15mm socket. I've got this on a 1/4 inch drive ratchet. So with that, I think we're ready to get rolling. All right, one thing I forgot to mention is go ahead and take your oil filler cap underneath the hood here off. I don't know if it actually helps, but I feel like it helps drain this thing a little quicker. So with that, we're gonna crawl under it. So that right there is your oil pan. You got your oil filter. It's a white thing there to the left. You're gonna use this 15mm socket to just unscrew that bottom screw on your oil pan. I'll sit you right here. I'm gonna work my big butt up in there. Try and get that thing loose without getting oil all over me. I always fail at that. So let's see. Got that sucker on. Just like this. All right. So as a good rule of thumb, when you're under here working on stuff, especially your oil, you don't have to tighten it super tight. It's hand tighten, and then a 1/4 turn with the ratchet gets it plenty tight for what you need. It's not going to leak, and it makes it a lot easier doing these oil changes at the house afterwards. So with that, let's take this sucker out of here. I'm gonna get oil everywhere, so that's gonna be fun. Okay. Right. You gotta make sure you place your oil catch can just right so that this stuff leaks out without getting oil literally everywhere. And you don't have to lift the truck. I'm a pretty big dude. I can crawl under here in my garage and change this oil without having to lift this sucker. So that is a benefit. But if your truck does not have the factory 2-inch lift, so it's just a normal Silverado or a non-Trail Boss Z71, you might have some problems with space under here. I know I changed my wife's Z71 Tahoe oil, and I had to lift that one. That one was not high enough on its own, and then I couldn't get the airbags to lift it to the max level and stay there, so that I didn't have to lift the trucks. But that's mostly just me being lazy rather than being accurate. Because if I was really good, I would lift them all the time. But that's not what we're about here in Rocky Mountain Motorsports. We're about trying to do this shit as easy as possible. I might cut that word out. Whoops. Alright, so you'll let it drain out here. It should not take long, especially with this 0W20. This sucker should just drain out real fast. It's 8 quarts, and as you can probably see on the video, this is jet black, so I'm a little delinquent on doing this oil change. But we'll let this thing drain for just a second, then I'll take this oil filter off. And all right, so we're just about drained. Let's see if we can get this oil filter off by hand. It's the one complaint I do have is where GM put this one. Like, I'm glad that we can get to it, but man, if it's on there even marginally tight, you've got to get your old school filter tool. That's what my granddad used to call it, but that's a long screwdriver and a hammer. Hammer that sucker through this thing and pull it out. So this one though, I installed it. It's hand tight, and so this one's coming loose, and it's gonna make a massive mess. So come along for the ride. Don't park your truck outside on a 90-degree day and touch the exhaust. That's a bad plan too. All right. There that goes. Wonderful. This is also why you always keep your handy dandy shop towels within reach to clean off when you inevitably make a huge mess. So, ta-da! Alright, we're gonna let that drain for just a little bit, and then we'll come back down here and clean it up. So, see you in a few. My hat! Okay, that's about as much waiting as my patience will allow. So let's see how close we are. Should be pretty close. I don't reckon it's draining anymore. We got some dribbles up here we can clean up. I'll wipe all this off. Get her nice and cleaned up. We got some stuff here on the chassis. Just throw that up there. Yeah. We got some tribulations going on, but I think how hot it is out here, I think I'm gonna call it good. So let me get that drain plug. We're gonna go ahead and put it on, hand tightened. We'll clean up the filter area here, and then get this sucker done. Old Deb, the ZR2 is she's done. You right back? Well, back under we go. Oh man, I probably can't see this too well. Let me see if I can't scoot you around here so you can. I think that worked. I think that worked. So I'm gonna come up in here, put this drain plug back in, just hand tightened. Grab your shop towels, clean off the spot, and then we're gonna put our drain plug right in there. Hand tighten this sucker. Hard to do without looking at it. So, your hand tight, just like that. Clean up that area a little bit. Should be good to go. Perfect. Alright, next thing we're going to do here is clean off the oil filter housing. It's not really a requirement, but I'm a little OCD on things like this. It's a good thing to do. And I am not sponsored, but these blue shop towels are a freaking godsend in anything that you're working on. They are more oh, that's a hard word to say, absorbent than the household paper towels, and they seem to clean up everything extremely well. So big fan of these, use them all the time. Alright, I think we are ready to install our oil filter. Okay, so now that we got the oil drained, we're ready to install our new oil filter. One of the things I always do, you're going to take your new oil and you're going to lubricate the O-ring on the top of this new filter. It's not a lot, just dip your finger in with your glove, about like that, and then you're just going to run it around the top of this O-ring, get it lubricated so that it doesn't dry and stick on you, and helps create a better seal. So now that this is on and lubricated, we're going to put this underneath on the oil pan. So we will take this guy, we're going to clean off this area real quick, and then we're going to install the new oil filter. We'll put this in right up in here, and we're going to give it a couple of hand turns. Might take it a minute, it might take me a minute to find the right way to seat it, but you don't want to cross thread it. Once you get it seated, it's real easy. So you're going to turn it, and then hand tighten this sucker. is all you need. Just like that. Alright, she's hand tight. I'm going to clean up the area again just to make sure we don't have any leaks. Clean up the ground where I screwed some stuff up. And there we go. You are officially ready to put oil in this sucker. So we're going to grab the 15 millimeter. We're going to turn this a quarter a turn to tighten it. And then, which I'll show you here in just a second. And then we'll go pour some oil in this thing. Okay. We got her in true home mechanic fashion. Always have to remind myself, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So that one's on there. It's not going anywhere. Same with our oil filter. All right, so we've got the oil drain plug installed and torqued down to, like I said, hand tighten with a quarter turn tight. That's all you need. The oil filter is hand tight, so that one's on and rocking and rolling. So up here underneath the hood, we've got our oil filler tube here. So this is the cap I was telling you about earlier. So take this sucker off to make it drain a little better, but just set that up front so you don't lose track of it. Then you'll get a funnel. So I've got a relatively, it's a quick fill funnel that I bought from I think Advanced Auto Parts. Doesn't really matter what it was, but the bottom end was a little too narrow for how fast I want this thing to work. So I trimmed that up a little bit to allow this sucker to move a little quicker. And with that, we're going to start filling her up with oil. So we'll take our 8 quarts of 0W20 and we're going to start pouring them in here one at a time to get this thing filled up. These trucks are a little tall and the front fenders are a little high, and so if you need a step stool, get one. It's not that bad for me, but if my wife was up here, we'd have to get the step ladder out to try and get that thing filled up, because it's a little hard to reach to, especially if your funnel's kind of odd shaped. You'll spill oil everywhere. That's not what you want to do. So let's see. Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna just dribble in here. Take this one and dump it into here. You know, one of the things it's a little concerning on these 6.2 liter ZR2s is the latest recall that GM's come out with. I think it's one of the rods is failing, and so they're having a bit of quality control issues, but you know, they've proposed a fix, which is a higher viscosity oil, and so instead of 0W20, I think once I get this thing in to have it looked at for the recall, they recommend 0W40 going forward, and so I didn't want to make that change until I got it into the dealership, but that's something to note here based on timing, is that these 6.2s, they are under a recall, and instead of the 0W20, they are recommending 0W40 going forward, but I do want the dealership to look at it as it's recommended in the manual. So, all right, that was done. This truck, I did install a AFG or AWE OFG catback on it. It's a 3-inch true dual catback, and it is incredible. It's pretty loud on startup, but that combined with K&N filter, like I need to look at some of the things. I think guys set up an oil catch can too in these, which should help with some of the oil burning that the 6.2 GM motors do. But you know, I've had this truck, it's brand new, for it'll be 3 years, July 4th this year, and I love this thing. This is it's an incredibly capable truck. It is beyond fun. It's got so much torque, and it has plenty of highway pull for how big this thing is. But I mean, there's something to be said for the interior comforts too. And so I can do an in-depth review of the truck at some point on the channel. But for now, this is an oil change video, and we're almost done. And I'm ready to go eat lunch. So let's get this thing opened up and get this oil in here. We'll do a quick recap of the video and a quick startup to test it out, make sure everything went the way we wanted it to go, and we'll go from there. This is when these funnels are like just infinitely more helpful. Boy, look at that product placement. That was not intentional. Had I not cut the bottom of this funnel off, this would be taking forever, just because it would restrict some of the airflow and make this drain a little slower. But this is doing exactly what we wanted it to do. So I'll turn that up right there. Let that finish draining. Just a little bit of oil. Every little bit counts, I guess. We pay for it, so why not use it, right? So, all right. That's that. I apologize, the audio was a little loud earlier. I had the fans going because it's, like I said, it's been the mid-90s all week here in Colorado, and it's been hot. So I'm trying to do this quick so I can get into the air conditioning. All right, so with that, we'll take our funnel off here. We're gonna plug it up. It's always a good thing here to clean up your tools, how you use them, what you use them for. Just a nice thing, right? Again, we bought it, right? Let's take care of our stuff. So we'll clean up that funnel here in just a second. I'm gonna put this oil cap on. I'm gonna put you guys down on the floor to look underneath as I give this thing a test start. So do that here in just 1 second. Now that we're done, make sure, wipe off our tools, keeps them lasting forever. Something my granddad taught me. Take care of the things we buy and the things we need to use. So wipe these off with one of your shop towels and put them up so you can find them. I'm gonna take you guys and put you down here on the floor so y'all can see if we have a leak. see, we've got no leaks. We've got a test started. I'm going to take it around the block here in just a bit. Come back, we'll check the oil levels, and that'll be it. So, we got good oil pressure. We're going to go take this thing out for a spin and make sure that oil pressure stays good, and drop off our spent oil at AutoZone. So let's go do that now. Well, I think that's it for us today. So we've got the oil change. We dropped oil off at the recycle. We're getting some gas in the truck now. But overall, I appreciate y'all watching. This is my first video on the new page, running through some content like this. So, you know, drop a comment. Let me know your feedback, what you'd like to see, if you'd like to see more of this or less of this.